like real fucked up stuff that I'm like, what? Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Excuse me. Hey, this is Megan
And Sue in the restricted section.
Today we are going to be answering all of your burning questions.
So last week we put out an announcement that we were doing a Q&A to celebrate reaching 500 subscribers.
Woo!
And so now we're answering your Q's.
Your Q's. Here's our A's. I'm going to show you our A's.
Oh dear.
It's
Not
really.
that kind of program.
Not those kind of girls.
Alright, and we're going to be drinking some summer lager from Schlafly. How you say that, right? Schlafly?
Schlafly. Whatever.
Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Which is a brewery in St. Louis.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. I like that. I like it.
Nice summery beer.
Okay, so first of all, we want to say thank you to everyone who asked us questions.
Yes, and thank you so much for everyone who said congratulations.
Yeah. Said kind words about us. We really
appreciate that.
Really appreciate it. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
So let's get into the questions.
Let's do this. So Fevered Ego asked, which do you find more terrifying? Clowns, children, or child clowns?
Well, I'd have to say just straight up children.
I'm going to have to say I'm not really afraid of any of these things. I don't like any of them, though.
I'm not afraid of most children, but children can be real creepy.
Children can be super creepy. I guess I'll have to go with, just children.
Yeah, clowns don't really bother me, but I've never seen or read it. So that could be why. Question. One Book More asked, what are your favorite things to do besides reading?
We both drink a fair amount of beer.
We do.
I like trying new beers, talking about beers. I would eventually like to brew my own, but I have not yet.
Ooh. Yeah, that. Other than that, I don't know. I kind of dabble in random things. I'll be like, for like a few months, I'll be really into like, I used to do nail art.
She does really awesome nail art.
I used to paint tiny things on my nails.
And my nails as well.
Sometimes I'll do, makeup. I'll get really into makeup for like a month or two, and then really into hair. I'm just such a typical girl.
Yeah, I mean, I do random shit too, I guess. Like, for a while there, I was super into makeup. Now I'm into makeup only as much as it takes to make me look human. Yeah, other than that, like, I dig board games. I play a lot of board games. I just started playing D&D, so that's fun. My boyfriend is into bones, and so we find dead animals, and then we skeletonize them and rearticulate them, and that's fun. Wee! And yeah, I like random things.
Going to my friend's house and standing around and listening to metal really loudly.
Oh yeah, Metal Sean's.
Whilst drinking beers.
I also dig Metal Night at Metal Sean's. I don't go very often though.
Metal Night.
Brutal. So, Alana reads. Alana. Forgive my northernness because my northernness makes me want to say Alana.
It could be Alana.
But I'm gonna guess it's probably Alana. Alana Reed says, how long have you known each other, and what is your favorite book that you've read together? How long have we known each other?
Well, we've been friends for 8 years, right? Yes. But I think we've known each other for like 9 years.
Yeah, because it took us a year to talk to each other.
Yeah. And then our favorite book that we've read together, I don't know, maybe The Shock of the Fall?
Ooh, yeah, I did really love that one.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I also really loved, because we read this for book club, World War Z.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, we both read that.
Yeah, we both really like that too. We usually like the same books, so
usually,
most of the time. So Typically, if we read something together, we like it.
Wish Fulfillment asked, what fictional friendship resembles your friendship?
Yes, because Sue is the Jane to my Daria.
And Megan is the Daria to my Jane.
Yeah. So that one. Memento Mori, who I love, by the way, has 2 questions for us. The first one is, which one of you turned the other onto the whole booktube thing? And what is the one book you most widely disagree on?
I turned Megan onto BookTube.
Yes.
I have been watching BookTube for quite a while. And have been contemplating making my own channel for quite a while, but I'm a perfectionist when it comes to, I'm like choosy about the things I'm a perfectionist about in my life, but usually when it comes to anything like creative, I am a perfectionist. And so I just kind of had never done it because I'm like, well, I need to learn how to edit and I need to get everything just right and
do everything perfect.
So I hadn't done it yet, and then I mentioned doing it to Megan, and she was like, we should do that together.
Let's do it together. Because I'm kind of the opposite. I'm a perfectionist about most things in my life, but when it comes to creative stuff, I'm like, just wing it. So
yeah, I just wing everything else. But when it's like, if I'm like, drawing something or even like doing my makeup, I'm like, it must be perfect.
I'm just like, okay. So it worked out pretty well. So then the second question is, what's the one book you most widely disagree on?
Maybe that quarantine book.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I really hated that book.
I didn't mind it.
I thought it sucked.
It was a fun, lighthearted read.
Yeah, and then other than that, maybe just stuff like Pride and Prejudice.
Oh yeah, I really hate Pride and Prejudice.
Have you read it? Or
I've read half of it.
Okay. See, I like it. It's not like my favorite book ever, but I do like it.
Okay. Yeah, I read half of it and was like, I just can't, and didn't finish it. I hate it. I don't like Jane Austen though.
That's the only Jane Austen I've read. I've seen a lot of the movie adaptations of Jane Austen novels, and I like it. I mean, I have a weakness for period pieces. I don't know why. I love that kind of stuff. So
period pieces are cool.
Okay. And next, the Library Lush said, what is a book that you actually really loved that people would be surprised by? And also, what's your standard go-to drink when you're at a bar?
So, what's a book that you love that people would be surprised by?
I don't know if there is one.
Because you read everything.
Because I'm a very eclectic reader. Yeah. I mean, maybe something, I don't know, I was trying to think of something overly mushy-gushy that I loved or something. But, I don't know, Where the Heart is one of my favorites.
Okay.
But that's got some, kind of fucked up shit in it.
That's
not
true.
super
Not
fucked
super
up,
fucked
just,
up.
I don't know. I really can't think of anything.
That's a really hard question. I feel like I read pretty eclectically. I mean, there are a couple of genres that I don't read because I don't like them. So I was trying to think if there was a romance novel or something that I really dug. I like Jane Eyre. So I guess...
I don't know if I'd call that a romance novel. Although some people are like, oh, Jane and Rochester is a perfect couple. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, they're not. That's a really fucked up relationship.
Yeah,
and
it's in the attic.
That's fucked up. Well, it's like the people who think The Notebook is a good relationship. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I'll admit to you right now, I've read some fan fiction in my day.
Right.
And there's some fucked up fan fiction. But anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I would guess maybe Jane Eyre would be mine.
Okay, and also what's our standard go-to drink?
Depends. It depends on what bar I'm at.
Depends on the bar. Usually, I almost always drink beer. And usually it'll be either Boulevard Wheat or Pale Ale. Because around here most bars have that on tap. If I'm downtown at the Outland, I get Rolling Rock.
Me too.
It's real cheap.
Yeah, same. If I'm at the Outland, I get Rolling Rock.
I used to drink tequila sunrises like nobody's business. I still love me a tequila sunrise. I love tequila. If I'm doing shots, it's either Buttery Nipples.
Yes, it is.
Or tequila.
Buttery Nipples are our favorite shot.
They're delicious.
So fucking good. I don't drink liquor these days, really.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So yeah, my go-to drink is really Boulevard Wheat, Blue Moon, or if I go to a place that has Guinness on tap, I'm gonna drink some Guinness because it's awesome. Next one is from Really, and Really asked us, what is one or maybe a few books that had the most effect on your view of the world/life? Is the first question. And then the second one is, I noticed Sue's awesome piercings and wonder if you girls have tattoos, and if so, would you like to show them or talk about them?
Okay, so the first question, that's a deep one.
That's really deep.
I'd say, this might be a silly answer, but I read a lot of like nonsense things. Like The Owl and the Pussycat was my favorite book when I was really little, and that's a nonsense poem. I loved Alice in Wonderland as a kid, which is total nonsense, a lot of it, and Lewis Carroll wrote nonsense poems as well. And I love Dr. Seuss, which Dr. Seuss, some of his stuff is like really meaningful, you know, has like deep meanings, but a lot of it's just, again, nonsense and made up stuff.
Yeah.
And I think in a way that kind of shaped who I am, because I'm just sort of I don't take anything too seriously.
No,
really.
Yeah. Sue's really laid back.
Yeah, I'm a very laid back person. So I think that maybe I think anything you read as a kid does end up shaping you in some way or another, but I read a lot of that kind of stuff. And then when I was older, I took a class in college that was a case study of Richard Wright.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that also did open my eyes to like just racism and how, because I grew up in a very small town in southern Missouri where there was pretty much no diversity.
Right.
It's just all white people. Springfield's not a super diverse place
Not
either.
diverse at all, sadly, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just something that I never had to think about, I think, and never, affected me in any way. Still, I'll never fully understand what that's like.
Right.
But reading, Native Son, and we read a lot of Richard Wright's works, of course. It was a whole case study of him. But, yeah, that really, was an eye-opener for me. Like, holy shit,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And it's, sadly, it's not as bad as it was then.
No, but it's still prevalent.
There's still, similar issues.
Oh, yeah, it's still quite prevalent.
Yeah, so... What about you?
Good choice. So one of the books that I chose for this one was one that I read in college. It's called Becoming Naturally Therapeutic by Jacqueline Small. And it just talks about all the qualities that make up a person who's naturally, naturally therapeutic, who's naturally who brings healing to other people. And I am a counselor, so that was something that it really makes you, as you're reading these different qualities, you really have to take a look at yourself and say okay, well, with my clients, am I displaying this quality? And if not, I probably should work on that. So it was a really I'm going to take a really good hard look at myself and try to make myself better at what I do. And I feel like that really shaped the way that I approach clients and the way that I approach my job. Because my job is something I'm really passionate about. So I think that book was really instrumental to, and it seems really simple because a lot of the qualities do seem pretty common sense, but when you really take a look at yourself, it's pretty instrumental in forming who I was as a professional. Another book I would say is probably 1984, just because I have always had authority issues. I've always been a little bit obstinate and oppositional, sarcastic, and so I read 1984 and I was like, yeah, and I just really got into it, and I kind of felt like the book got me. So I read it in high school, and I was a very angsty teenager, and I just really got into it at that point. So do we have tattoos, and do we want to show them or talk about them?
I don't mind. I mean, you might not be able to show all of yours.
I can't show you all of mine. All right, let's do yours first.
Okay.
All right.
So we both have a few tattoos. Well, I can show my one on my arm is a dolly.
Look at this. Here's a dolly.
And then on the back, I have a knife. Because I'm scary, I guess. Yeah. A double infinity that I got with my best friend. It needs some work. First tattoo I ever got.
Nice.
A little dragon. Jane and Daria tattoos.
Yes.
And then on my ankle I have an octopus wearing a crown, which is from the cover of the Veruca Salt album.
Yes.
And then you can't see it.
There's a little flower.
There's a little flower
under here.
With my friend Danny.
Yeah.
And then on my other ankle I have a coin-operated boy. My leg is like dented in for some reason.
You can't really tell.
A coin-operated boy, which is inspired by the song Coin Operated Boy by the Dresden Dolls.
Yeah, tattoo I ever got was this one, and Sue actually got this for me for my birthday. It's a claddagh. It's an Irish symbol. It means friendship, love, and loyalty. Then I had this compass here. This was inspired by a Thoreau quote.
Tree there.
I have a big tree here. I have a Deathly Hallows tattoo, but it's right here, so I'm not going to show that. That's an EKG line, and then his birthday, because we were each other's lifelines growing up, so that was something we got together. Then I have our matching Jane and Daria tattoo, which I love. I have a little anchor tattoo down here. And then I have a Princess Leia tattoo here, and my fiance has Han Solo, and his says, I know.
The rejected manuscript asks,
Yay, Monse!
Yay! If you could be in a drunk as fuck book club with any author, dead or alive, who would you pick? And she says, pick as many as you want.
Ooh. The drunk as fuck thing made me think of Trailer Park Boys. I'm gonna get drunk as fuck! Alright, so, who would you pick?
That's a really tough question. I honestly don't really have like a lot of favorite authors. I don't know. I'm weird in that, like, if I read a book I love, I don't generally like run out and buy all the rest of the author's stuff.
I'm the same way. I mean, I would say probably Tolkien. Probably.
I mean, I always say Steve Martin.
J.K. Rowling. Hey, Snooper.
Yeah, she might be fun to get drunk with.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Maybe the guy who wrote Apocalypse Cow, because he's got to be a good time.
He's got to be funny. He has to be funny.
Michael Logan, that's his name.
Mega Man Chief Fan says, what is your favorite book that has been translated from a different language?
The Count of Monte Cristo and Les Miserables are two of my favorite books, and those are both translated from French. Mm-hmm. A more recent one would be this one that I happen to have beside me.
Nice.
It's called A Planet for Rent. I really liked this, and it is translated from Spanish. And it's by Yoss and translated by David Fry. Although I will say that there are many errors. There's a lot of grammatical errors.
Oh, yeah.
In this. I don't know if that's the translator's fault or what, but
lots of errors.
There's quite a few of them.
I would say We by Evgeny Zemyatin. This is translated from Russian. Dystopian novel.
Good choice, good choice. Bookworm says, what do you guys do for a living? Well, I am an editor / Jill of all trades.
Jill of all trades?
And I help edit and publish academic journals in the mathematical sciences.
Yes.
So shit that I can't even understand. Really.
Yes.
But because they're very high level, that's just whoosh, whoosh. But somehow I help publish them.
Nice. I have spent most of my career doing substance abuse counseling. I worked most recently with opiate addiction. I've recently taken a new job. The Drunken Library, Amber specifically, would like to know how we feel about Skittles replacing lime with green apple, and she's very interested in hearing our thoughts.
Well, Amber.
Here's the thing, Amber.
This is actually a topic that I'm very passionate about. Because green apple sucks. and it messes up the entire flavor palette of the Skittles.
Sue's going to write a very well-worded and angry letter.
There was actually, I think, a petition going around on the internet when they first changed it.
Really?
I think there was a petition to have it changed back because it doesn't. The flavor doesn't go with the other flavors.
I didn't know anything about this.
Really. I don't eat Skittles that often, but I've had them since, and it's just
not the same.
It's not the same, and I'm not a big fan of green apple flavored stuff in general. I don't hate it, but it doesn't go. It doesn't go in the Skittles.
I do not feel passionately about this at all. I don't eat Skittles because they hurt my teeth, so I don't care. But I will take Sue's side. So you fuck off, Skittles, with your green apple.
All right. Carol Pierce wants to know how we met and how long we've been friends, and if it was our love of reading that brought us together. Well, we already said we were friends for 8 years.
Yeah.
We met at work.
We did. We both worked in the Bass Pro warehouse.
Because if you didn't know, we live in the headquarters, the place where Bass Pro began.
We do, and so we worked there together while we were in college, and it took us a year of working together before we spoke to each other, mostly because I was terrified that Sue would kick my ass.
Yeah, people were afraid of me there for some reason. I don't know, I'm so nice.
She's so nice. Was it our love of reading that brought us together? I would say
it was our love of drinking that brought us together.
Love of drinking, hate of Bass Pro.
Yeah, because the first time we hung out outside of work, you invited me to a party at your house.
Yes, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, but it wasn't really our love of reading that brought us together, I wouldn't say.
Although
we did used to talk at length about poetry.
Like, for hours, to the point where when we started talking, there were a lot of people here around us, and then we would, like, realize hours later that no one else was here anymore.
Yeah.
A Girl in a Book would like to know how we met and became friends, which we talked about. She also wanted to know if we were fellow Kansas Cityans.
No, we're not.
We're like 3 hours from 2.5 hours from Kansas City, really.
Depends on how fast you drive, I guess.
I drive fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I visit there fairly frequently because my sister lives there.
Yeah.
So. Knowledge Lost wants to know more about our reading journeys. I think we both had parents who read to us as kids, and I read pretty avidly all through my childhood. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I didn't have cable TV or VCR in my home, so I didn't have a whole lot to do other than read.
Yeah.
And I lived out in the country and had no neighbors, so yeah. So I read pretty avidly up until I went to college, and then I had a pretty big reading slump. I read what was required of me for school, and that was about it. And then I continued the slump for quite a while after college. And then it was kind of partially, we both joined a book club. Our friends started up a book club.
Yep.
So that helped me get back into reading, and also BookTube really helped me because I saw these people talking about these really cool books, and I wanted to read them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was read to a lot as a kid. My dad was really good about that. He would even do like the voices and stuff. I read a lot throughout school because I was kind of a weird kid. I've always been super introverted, so I was always in my head a lot. I always had my nose in a book, and
I was too. I was painfully shy as a child,
really?
so I would sit in the corner and read.
I wasn't shy, I just didn't care. Like, I wasn't shy, I just couldn't relate to kids my age, because I was an only child for like 4.5 years, so I was around adults for a long time, and then I was the oldest, so I just couldn't relate to kids my age, so I would rather read.
Yeah. I was just very shy. Like, I wouldn't raise my hand ever in class at all, even if I knew the answers, or if I had to go to the bathroom, I would just sit there and like just wait until we got a bathroom break.
Yeah, and then I also went through a reading slump during and after college for a while. Murphy, would you like to talk about your reading journey? No, okay. Murphy can't read.
Time to Read asks, how did you guys become friends? If you could only eat one food item for the rest of your life, what would it be? Are there any fantastical, magical creatures or abilities you wish were real and could take advantage of?
Okay. Well, we've already talked about how we met and became friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could only eat one food item forever, what would you eat?
Can I have different varieties of the item?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Because I'd go with pizza. Because I love pizza, but you can also have like
breakfast pizza.
You can have all kinds
dessert
of
pizza.
Exactly.
I would either say pizza or potatoes.
And then the second or third question, are there any fantastical or magical creatures and abilities that you wish were real and could take advantage of? Well, I do wish that I could teleport from place to place.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that is, right now it's fantastical. Could be real.
Could be real.
Could be real in the future.
We don't know. I'd like to read minds and move things with my mind.
Yeah, moving things with my mind would be cool. I don't want to read minds. I don't want to know. I don't want in there. Creatures-wise, unicorns, of course.
Obviously.
Actually, Pegasus.
Well, yeah.
A flying horse.
For real. Pegasus.
Although I don't like horses, so I probably wouldn't get on it anyway.
I don't know about any other like fantastical creatures. I kind of wish my dogs could talk.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Although Sasha's a huge bitch, so she wouldn't say anything nice at all.
I almost said I wish my cat could talk, but then I was like, nah.
No, she's a twat.
She'd be like, fuck you all.
Fuck everything. Yeah, Sasha's a bitch. Not really to me, but just to everyone else. In general. And Murphy, I don't think would ever stop talking.
He probably wouldn't.
No. Booktuber Mom says high five for the KC Mo shout out because we were drinking Boulevard in one of our videos, and she's also a big fan of Boulevard Wheat, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And the last question is from Hannah from Craving Books, and she asked who would win in a knife fight.
Let's find out.
Well, that answers that question. So that's going to be it for us today in the restricted section. Thanks again to everyone who asked questions, and for all our subscribers. We're just astounded that we have over 500 subscribers now. And as usual, there'll be links below where you can find us on social media. And we'll see you next time. Bye.